Hi, I'm John, and this is Dice Paper Miniatures Live Clips. These are segments pulled from my Twitch live streams. This is a way for me to cross-promote both my YouTube recorded content as well as my Twitch live streams. The kind of content you'll see on the live clips focuses on, well, the material I have over on Twitch live stream, but in bite-sized segments. Everything from miniature painting to hobby reviews and discussions, unboxings, and various industry news. It would be awesome if you could click that subscribe and notification bell for future content updates, as well as share this content. All of this helps with the YouTube algorithm. In addition to helping the YouTube channel here, it also helps bring awareness to the Twitch livestream, which is typically at least once a week, if not multiple times a week. The schedule is a work in progress, so it definitely helps to follow me on Twitch so you don't miss any of those live streams there. But if you do, that's what the live clips are for here on YouTube. And lastly, before we get into the content here for the live clip, please consider checking out the merch store over on Teespring, where I have things like t-shirts, mugs, stickers, banners, and now face masks, which are perfect for respecting the space of your fellow gamers at your local game store. Furthermore, some of these live clips I do reserve for my Patreon page, which if you haven't checked that out, I definitely encourage you to check out the Patreon, as that is just another way to help support the channel, which helps creating the content that you see here. Thank you so much. Now here is today's live clip. Well, good evening, everyone. So yeah, tonight is going to be working probably for the rest of this week, of course, on this Blood Bowl team. Kind of learning a few new things along the way as well, as far as what mediums work out well for the GW paints, as far as flow improver, even how their shades interact with their contrast paints and things like that. So yeah, not really rushing myself on these, but you know, I'd like to get them done before the end of the week if possible. Gonna be working on the troll for sure tonight, depending on how far I get on that in tonight's session, or at least as far as the live stream goes. I may jump back over to the Skaven, but we'll see. I'm not going to try to get too far ahead of myself. I'm learning after about an hour or two of streaming, you really don't get all that far, so it is what it is. But let's go ahead and move these cameras around and get started. Should be good. Right on, right on. Get my palette set up. A little bit different setup than the last few nights, but whatever. This is just water tonight in that tin. Dude, I'm already famous. What are you talking about? All right. Thanks for the spam. I appreciate it. But yeah, out of here. All right. Kind of see that a little bit better, I guess, in the frame. In fact, I think I might put my headset on tonight, or my earbuds at least. Sometimes I wear an actual wireless headset, but I really don't like doing that when I'm painting. I prefer to wear that when I'm gaming or just doing well, non-painting. course, they're all twisted up, so... See what that's like. I rarely wear these on stream. Well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. The way I have my phone set up, may have to reconsider this a little bit. I have wireless earbuds too, but those things always fall out of my ears for some reason, which I don't really dig. Especially if they fall into paint. Let's see how this goes. I may have to like tape this down some. Well, in theory this will work. We shall see. All right. So as I was saying in previous streams, this contrast medium, when you put it over, especially, I mean, it's always noticeably glossy, but it's really noticeably glossy over their normal paint line. Which I'm not terribly worried about because I'm going to turn this down. Anyways, as I was saying, it'll get knocked down with a matte varnish no matter what, but when I'm actually trying to do my layering or blends, it's kind of hard to see past that gloss sometimes. You can really see the difference. This is pretty flat in comparison on the stomach. That in the focus better. But then you can see where I've re-washed it. The glossiness makes it really difficult to see the transitions. They're there, but they're just, one, they're dark, and two, it's glossy. So tonight I'm going to be kind of pulling back some of the highlights and midtones, and that will dial some of that gloss down. I gotta admit, listening to myself is not cool on my earbuds, so I'm gonna do something different here. 1 second. Turn that off on my phone. And yeah. Apologize for a little bit of the technical wonkiness here for a minute. Well, never mind. I'm not going to be listening to anything right now. I thought I had Audible on my phone, but apparently I can't find it. So, yeah. Alright, and where was I? That'll be fun to cut out in the live clip. Huh, there's still volume coming through. That's crazy. I think it's finally stopped. I hope. I'm listening for it right now. Okay, it's done. Cool. All right. So let's get to crack-a-lackin'. So I'm just doing some layering right now. Not really gonna be doing too much wet blending on this, but it's so freaking glossy. It's definitely hard to tell if I'm actually changing any of the value from just what exactly is happening, which is why if I ever throw down contrast paint over this stuff again, it's just gonna be a final kind of like a glaze or wash filter or whatever, depending on the need, because right now this is done. How it's interacting at this stage. It's not the end of the world. It's all fixable, but it's weird. But, you know, not upset by it. This is kind of the whole point of doing the content, is to force myself to get out of my comfort zone and just keep after it. Faux show. Watching one of Sam's videos today. I think it was like the burden of achievement, where if you you hit a certain level and there's an expectation you have on yourself and other people have of you, like it makes it difficult for you to kind of experiment, because, you know, it may not look as good as what you're known for, and that's a real thing for sure. I felt that way when I was doing illustration work and even some of my design work. At first I thought that the title for that video was like, what? This seemed kind of corny, but then it was like, wait a minute, no, okay, I get where you're coming from. Me and Adam both sometimes have like titles to videos that I find kind of like, are you really going to be able to have like enough to talk about with this topic? And then surprise, surprise, they do. Guess I'll just carry through. I feel like I've painted this model skin tone like 4 times now. Probably have, but again, just experimenting with some different techniques and interactions with the different paint, just the different paint types, not even lines or brands. It's all within GW, but when I first started painting this team, I wasn't messing around at all with contrast paint. I think it had just come out when I started on this team, and I was painting mostly just with their standard line with mostly traditional flesh tones. I would wash it with like Agrax, what was it? Agrax Earthshade, Seraphim Sepia, and Reichland Flesh Gloss. And it seems like the gloss of all those paints, even like with Nuln Oil, they just flow better and they interact pretty decent with the existing line. But I mean, I noticed to a certain extent, like once you throw that those shades onto the model, it's kind of difficult to go back and work with it because they're so glossy. It's almost like you have to, that's like the last thing you do with whatever you're painting. And the contrast paints, using them in that way, definitely is like the last thing you want to do. That's okay. I know probably once I get done with this team, I said this before on stream, but I got some oil paints I want to try, which I covered in an older stream. And I also have some of their acrylics, like scale 75 acrylics I want to try. Basically just painting over what I did earlier today because it's so freaking glossy with that contrast paint. It's really hard to see anything you're doing with your layering. I'm also going to try to stream every night this week around 8 o'clock. I think that's some sort of like a requirement for hitting like a Twitch affiliate. I don't know if I'll really want to hit Twitch affiliate, but it wouldn't be a bad thing either. It'd be kind of cool. That seems to be knocking out that glossy contrast paint, and I can actually start building up my values. will say Sam's got web blending down so well. It makes it look effortless. And then watching the other end of the spectrum, watching Darren Latham, which I'm really glad he hasn't pulled his videos yet off of YouTube. Meticulously layer after layer after layer after layer. But the end result works pretty good. I mean, it looks great, obviously, but it's definitely that GW style. Eventually I'll start doing giveaways. I really want to get into streaming my Gasland content, like just building cars and painting cars too. And I have a really fortunate, there's a really great like toy, basically it's a toy store, but they feature mostly old stuff from like the 80s and 90s, but they do new stuff as well, but it's like going back in time. And they have a massive wall of Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. So, and then they also have like a tub, basically a bin, if you will, multiple bins actually, of cars that are out of their package. So like used Hot Wheels, which if you're just looking for parts, it's fantastic. I love that place. So because and their prices are like crazy good. Like even new Hot Wheels on average are like 79 to 99 cents, and which is awesome. And the old stuff is around 79 to 99, like sometimes as low as like 59 cents. And then the stuff in the bins are like three for $1. So it's just fucking awesome. Oops, can I say that on here? I might have to edit that out. So yeah, it's sweet. And so that provides a really great opportunity to eventually to grow the channel and to just, you know, raffles and giveaways are where it's at. But this is just kind of me getting comfortable with being on Twitch and streaming, whether it's, you know, I may eventually land on a different platform, but for now, this is this and YouTube, of course, are my go-tos. I may spend a week here just for the just because that's like an achievement for those that don't stream. That's like a thing, and then I may just focus mostly on one channel, like YouTube, moving forward. We'll see. We'll see. I may keep it separated. I'm putting way too much effort into what should be a tabletop quality team. but screw it. Yeah, that, like I said, for those that are jumping in, the Citadel contrast paint over their normal baseline makes stuff super glossy, so I'm just kind of knocking that gloss out by layering over it. Just doing it a little bit more traditional. But speaking of like tabletop minions and Sam and Miniac, I'm definitely envious those guys all kind of like live, it seemed like, close to each other, so they can collaborate. And that's something that, you know, I have a lot of friends in the industry, even locally, but very few of them are into this side of the hobby. One exception, but maybe two. But collaborating, I don't think, would ever be a possibility with those folks. Yeah, speaking of Gaslands and that toy store, yeah, the giveaways would obviously be like various cars, possibly bits. I went really overboard when Gaslands first came out. I have a bunch of stuff for upgrading vehicles, terrain bits. theory, I could do that too with GW's type stuff. But there's a lot of people in this space doing that too, so I'm not sure if I'd be able to really compete. I don't want it to just come to my channel to win free stuff, you know. That seems to be, while a great motivator. I'm hoping to get some regulars that just keep coming in and just get some good conversations going too. I know organically that'll happen over time. Of course, that, like I said at the very beginning, I had a couple bots like instantly spam, get more fans. Yeah, okay. That's nice. Too light. I can live with that, I think. Sometimes I can't tell if there's a little bit of a paint buildup or if it's just an imperfection I miss in the prepping of this miniature. I think it was an imperfection that I missed, but sometimes it's paint buildup. Doesn't matter. That's definitely looking better as far as knocking out some of that glossiness and just getting some nice transitions. I think I want to hit this just a little bit. Cool. In theory, I could hit this here too. Just a little something, something. Well, that's interesting. Dig it. Dig it the most. It's funny. I must pick like a very conflicting time. I know I do because there's some Twitch streamers I'd be wanting to watch right now too that are a little bit more established, but at least on the back end, I get a number of views after the stream, so that's cool. And for those that kind of bounce in, I'd appreciate a follow. That'd be awesome, but you know, you do you. That'll work. Now I gotta get up on the upper back. Boy, that's a tedious process though. This one might end up a Patreon only live clip. Oh man. So I'll do the same thing over on the right side, just kind of pull out some of that gloss, build it back up to a nice, well, some smoother transitions. And then as I started highlighting the top of that rib underneath the strap, I'll start applying more highlights as I get higher up on the back. But that'll be it for the stream tonight. It's pretty quiet. For those that do check it out later on, I appreciate that, checking it out. Feel free to follow. Be awesome if you subscribe, but no worries. Just slowly building the channel. And yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Be safe, take care, and bye-bye.